Hi, I'm Erica. I studied and tutored politics at uni and now I work for Politics Explained. Today we're going to be looking at a really foundational topic that comes from the very beginning of the US government course. So that will be the branches of government and how the constitutional principle of the separation of powers informs this. So let's start with the branches. So first of all, we have the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court is basically there to inform the Constitution, and it also has the power to strike down any law or government action that it sort of sees fit to do so because it thinks it might be unconstitutional. So basically, whenever there is like a big clash over topics such as abortion or like affirmative action or even gun control, it's the Supreme Court that has that final say. Then we have the president, who you will all know at the moment, that's President Donald J. Trump. He is the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. He runs foreign policy and chooses cabinet secretaries and, of course, the Supreme Court nominees. The president has a lot of power. He can veto bills, he can sign them into law, suggest legislation, and even issue presidential pardons, as he has been known to do. Biden also did the same. Then there's the Congress, so this is very important. The Congress is what is known as the legislature, and it is split into two chambers. So the House of Representatives is the lower chamber. It's bigger, and this is where members of Congress serve 2-year terms. It's basically designed to be slightly more responsive and the really majoritarian body. The Senate is the upper chamber. It's smaller and members serve for longer, so they serve for 6 years. It has some unique powers in comparison to the House of Representatives, such as approving Supreme Court nominees and ratifying treaties. It's worth noting that both the House and the Senate are democratically elected, which makes this governmental system slightly different to how we do it in the UK with our House of Commons and House of Lords, which is obviously not elected. As well, don't forget that the Congress overall has the power to impeach the president or even judges. And then we come down to the states. So this is under the 10th Amendment of the Constitution. And basically it says that any powers that are not given to the federal government go to the states individually. So this basically includes things like providing education, policing, regulating industry, and also managing tax. So how does this all link to the separation of the powers, and what is the separation of powers? Essentially, the Founding Fathers deliberately split their power across presidency, Congress, and the judiciary. This is basically from the idea that they didn't want any single branch to be able to dominate. For example, they were quite influenced by this French philosopher called Montesquieu. He basically famously argued that when the executive and legislature are combined, there can't be any liberty at all. So the Constitution is built to avoid exactly that.